From the Facebook group, Say It Loud, and you're listening to DJ Music with classic R&B jams radio. Soulful sound all around town.
The kids call it old school. We just call it great music.
Alrighty there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's your nighttime, right time DJ Music. I'm not sure if you folks can hear me or not. Let me see what's going on over here. Let me drop down in here. Let me see. All right, I'm in the screen. Let's see, what can I do here? Let me see. Trying to see if you folks can hear me or not. There we go. Can you folks hear me? Hear me? Yes, no, possibility. Hey, Gigi, how you doing? All right, folks, I'm just trying to make sure you guys can hear me here. I guess that's what I'm trying to do more than anything. I don't use StreamYards as often as I should, so I'm not sure whether you folks can actually hear me or not. Somebody give me a 1 or a 2 down there in the chat, because I can't see it. You can't? All right, good. Thank you very much, Gigi. How are we doing there today, ladies and gentlemen? Again, I'm your nighttime, right time DJ Music, and I'm here today, as you saw on the screen. I got a very special guest on tap here a little bit later on. As soon as he comes through, wait for, as we call him, the 45, the ex-president, or whatever you want to call him. I'm not exactly sure, but he's supposed to be making a cameo appearance up off in here for us. Let me see. I still can't hear anything. I can't hear anything on my side. That's the problem. I want to hear something on my side, but I can't hear you guys. Let me see. Voice. Let me see. There we go. I still can't hear anything. I can't hear anything on my. There we go. I got you now. So as long as you folks can hear on that side, that's all I'm concerned with. I'm having a little problems here in my headset, but we're good to go. I'm going to start right about in here now. I guess I'll start off with a little parody. Again, I don't use StreamYards that often, so it may be buffering or whatever. That's why I tried to use our virtual DJ. I don't get as much buffering over there. Of course, StreamYard is, a hit or miss sometime. So let's try this first clip right here. A little parody of Charlemagne the God and 45, the 45th president of the United States. Some folks want to call him Donald Trump on the Breakfast Club. So let's start there, and as soon as my guest shows up, we'll start the show.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, Charlemagne the God here. I have a brave guy who's from the right side of things. Y'all may or y'all may not know him. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Good morning, sir.
How y'all doing? This here is Uncle Rob. Because no
station. Uncle Charlemagne, nigga. First of all, I don't trust you. Number one.
Let me stop this. I think it's kind of choppy there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just move on to our next clip over here. I'm not going to hold you folks too long. I just want to do this interview, and actually, it's an exclusive. As you saw there, it's kind of a parody, but it's a world exclusive. I'm going to talk to the how do I put this? The once 40th or 45th president of the United States, the twice impeached. There's all kind of things I can do to talk about this guy, but I'm going to bring him on right now. Let's see. Let me remove this. Okay, remove that, and let me add this person to the stream. Hey there, 45 Forever. How you doing? How you doing?
Stevie Music, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I got a lot of questions for you. Got a lot of questions for you there, Mr. Trump. I'll give you the respect of calling you Mr. Trump.
Call me 45. All my
45.
friends do.
That's 45. That's better for you.
Yes, call me 45.
Okay, 45. As long as it ain't no loaded gun, we good to go. Let me switch over here so I can hear you a little bit better. Let me put my headset on. Okay, let me try that. All right, can you hear me still?
I hear you.
All right. All right, Mr. President, Mr. Trump, 45. It seems like you've been in battle the last couple of since you left the Oval Office. You want to start off by talking to the listening audience and tell them what's going on with you.
Well, the main thing is I'm running for 2024. So vote for me. How can it hurt you?
Wait. Did you say you're running in 2024? Running for what?
Of course.
Are you saying you're running to or running from or running for? Running from?
I'm going to be your president again, okay? Is that clear?
How?
Look at my skin. What do you mean, how?
Well, okay, if you put it like that, okay. But, I mean, what qualifies you after all the different things that we've heard about you in the past couple of months there, 45? What qualifies you to be the president of the United States?
Sleepy Joe. He has to go.
That didn't answer my question, sir.
I'm a better man than Sleepy Joe. He's
And
done
what?
nothing for the Americans.
And what?
He
And
has
what?
not made America great again. Only I can do that. Only I.
And how did you? How did you make America great again in the 4 years that you had in office?
Oh, I did a lot. I was going to build the wall, and people stopped.
Going to
I helped the people with the pandemic. I did a lot of
no,
things,
no,
but people
no,
just got in
no,
the way.
no, you didn't. Didn't help nobody for the pandemic. No, you didn't.
What do you mean?
No, you didn't. No. You tried to hold the pandemic a secret for as long as you possibly could. By that time, it was already on the American shores. Am I not
It
correct with
wasn't a
that?
secret. I had advice from Fauci, okay?
But you claimed you were discrediting Dr. Fauci.
Not in the beginning. Not in the beginning.
Okay, well, let's go back then. What made you change your mind?
The evidence. See, we had to find out the evidence. I just can't put stuff out there. That's my name. You know,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not running again. You know, I get 2 terms.
But Mr. President, Mr. 45, what evidence did you have that the pandemic was, as you using your words, fake news? What evidence did you have?
We began in fake news, you know, in the beginning. I couldn't trust those people over there. And then I had to get with
What,
consultants and find out what's really going on. And then when
what,
people started dropping like flies, I had to, you know, step in and do
what,
something.
when you say those people over there, what people over there you meant? Me.
Well, because I'm running, I can't, you know, use the names that I normally use. You know, I'm already in trouble for today talking about Turtle Boy Bacano, his wife. You know, his wife is from Taiwan. You know that, don't you? The
Yeah,
child
yeah,
kick. The child
yeah.
kick.
Well, on this show, 45, I tried not to involve people's wives, children, spouses, and different things like that. I try to keep to, the subject at hand. So, regardless of what you might think of Mitch McConnell and his political views, let's stay away from family. Is that fair enough?
And they don't do that for me. You want to talk about my family?
But your family is part of the scandal, Mr. President, Mr. 45. Your family is part of the scandal.
My family has nothing to do with what I'm doing.
Well,
You look at
well,
me, I'm the man. I'm the
okay,
man. 45.
okay, okay. Well, Mr. 45, I have. Let's start here. I have a clip that you were on. Well, I tell you what. Let's start here. I'm sure you know who the AG of New York, Letitia James, is, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't like her very much, do
No.
you? She's putting your business out all in the streets.
It's just lies. Just lies.
All of it.
99% of it.
So let me ask you, before we get to the clip there, Mr. President, let me ask you. You say you live in a, how big a house? 11,000, 12,000, 13, 14, 30,000 square feet home.
I
Is
can't
that
count it all, but yeah, something like
right?
that.
But according to the blueprints and the plans of said Mar-a-Lago or your New York apartment, I should say, it's only 11,000 square feet.
Well, you know how it is when it comes down to New York.
Mm-mm,
Everything's small.
mm-mm. No, that's the point. You said your house, place that you apartment that you dwelled at in New York was 30,000 square feet, and because of the square footage is how you were able to, how do I say, secure loans against that property.
Where are you going with this Stevie music?
Well, I'm just reporting the news, sir. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just going with it. So we're getting back to the. So this is basically what Letitia James, the AG of New York, is after you about inflating your business practices to where you're saying one thing, but actually on paper now we know it to be something else.
I just disagree with all of this.
Mm. Okay, well, I tell you what, let's listen to this first clip, all right? I hope it's not choppy, but we're going to try and listen to it, okay? If it is, we'll stop and then we'll continue talking, all right?
All right.
All right, here we go. Let's try it again.
Lying and also a beneficiary of the lying, and that is part of why there's a double standard, because if everybody is in on the grift, it's really, really hard to tag the grifters. And I think one of the reasons this is so maddening, and we're seeing it with the Mar-a-Lago investigation too, is that he does say one thing in public and has his lawyers say something else. And it's very, very much the case that he benefits from.
Well, Mr. Trump, what do you have to say about that? You say one thing, and your legal counsel says something completely different. Can you explain that to the audience?
With one word,
Uh-huh.
allegedly.
Well, I mean, but these are the folks that I won't even use the word allegedly. These are the folks that are, how do I say that are out front trying to defend you. These are the folks that when you go to court, that's going to be talking to the judge on your behalf. So how could you use the word allegedly?
I'm saying what I say. I'm talking about this chick here. See, she
Hmm.
has something to say, and she's talking about inflating numbers and all of that. All this is foolishness. All this is alleged. You can't say these things about it.
Well, well, it's not only the AG of New York saying that it's. Could you explain this? That why you're no longer able to have a charitable organization in New York?
I'm not able to discuss that at this time.
Okay.
But like I
Well,
said, New York is something about those people.
is that why you moved from New York to Florida?
As I said, something about those people in New York.
But you're the Don. You're the Donald. The New York was New York, big city of dreams. Remember?
It's not the same. Once they let certain people in, start changing.
What do you mean, certain people?
Well,
Sure.
I'm not gonna, use those type of terms. They call them slurs. I don't think they are, but
Well,
whatever.
let me ask you something there, 145. If what would you say to people that say that the only reason you're so hell bent against the AG is because of her skin color, the AG of New York?
I wouldn't really say that, but see, everyone is lying. That's the problem.
Everyone?
When I put stuff on Twitter, they try to stop me from telling the truth.
No, no, no. You
Nobody
don't
wants
put
the
no. You don't put nothing else on Twitter. You are banned from Twitter.
When I tried to put stuff on Twitter, people
Try.
didn't like the truth. No one likes the truth. They always want to ban the truth. They didn't want to listen. 45 no's. 45 no's.
Well, I got to ask you then. Okay, let's go back. Okay, we just know that we just went through a hurricane down here in Florida, South Carolina, Georgia. So while you were in office, that was a hurricane that came through, but you chose to, instead of going with the National Weather Service, you chose to go into the Oval Office with a path of the hurricane, but you drew another line on it with a Sharpie. So are we to say, is that alleged also?
It depends on which way you look at it. If you would turn the diagram around, it would be correct.
Huh? If I turned the diagram around, it would be correct.
Yeah, I used it. I drew, incorrectly. But if you turn the whole diagram around, then it would have been the right direction.
But see, there goes the point, Mr. President 45, Donald Trump.
It
That
was a
was the point.
very stressful day, and the winds, all of that.
So you took it upon yourself to make America great again by drawing a fake line on the with your Sharpie.
It wasn't purposely. Like I said, it was a stressful day. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty windy. Things happen.
Ivanka
I'm
was
not
getting too.
perfect. I'm 45, but I'm not
E-
perfect.
Eric and them wasn't acting right that day. So wife was mad at you.
You're not perfect either, Stevie
Oh
Wonder.
no, by no stretch of the imagination. But at no point in time am I running the country either. Yeah.
Well, I have help. See, that's
No,
the
you
thing
did
with you
not.
people.
No,
What is
you
wrong with you people? Always
you
trying to
she
blame one
you
person.
you
Hey,
can't
I'm
you
45. I'm the man, but you don't have to run over me. Like I have to do everything correct.
like you did those peaceful protesters when you held up the Bible.
No comment.
None.
Not on that. No,
Oh my goodness.
that's religion. I stay away.
We got somebody else coming into the screen. Who we got up here? Come on in. Somebody else might want to ask you some questions. Say who you are there, guest. Come on in.
Hello, panel.
Oh,
Hello, panel. How are you?
I
wonderful.
am
Hello.
a conservative black male, and I'm in full support of President 45.
Thank you.
You're a conservative. You're a full conservative. Wait a black male.
Two Negroes now.
Yeah. See, see, that's the problem. There's too many loose niggas running around. Oh, excuse me, I forgot it was on the air. But anyway, so why would you support? What's so great about 45 that you support him? Yeah, Trump a supporter, simply Trump supporter.
Because he's gonna end all these handouts to these black baby mamas, and he's gonna take down the gynocracy.
My goodness.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I
oh,
would have to say, it's people like you,
uh,
sir, DJ
uh,
Music, that are
okay.
part
Don't
of
don't make
the
it personal.
Democratic
Don't
plantation.
make it. Don't plantation. Don't make it personal. Don't get personal. Don't get it personal.
I'm sorry.
It's okay to make it personal because I personally have something to say about this DJ. You need to
Well,
be
well,
playing music.
well. Let me.
Yeah,
45. You said it's okay to be. It's okay to ask personal questions.
well, you can ask them if you want.
This is not
Okay.
personal. This is
So
a complete attack on the best president the United States have ever had.
how is
He's
he the
done so
best?
much for black people.
What has he done for black people?
Oh, you just try. It wouldn't hurt.
Okay. Say for the sake of argument, there, 45. I'll say I tried to vote for you? What policies are you going to put in place to help me as a black man and my children as black children?
He's
Or
already done enough for you. You
see,
ungrateful
I,
Democratic
see,
shield.
if you
You
don't calm,
leftist.
if you don't
You
calm down,
leftist.
I'm going to drop you. That's what you unruly Trump fans. You unruly Trump fans. Okay, raise your hand. We got to do this. You see, what Trump tried to do was what your
Excuse
boy
me,
tried to
sir.
do. Yes.
Excuse me, sir. This
Okay.
this is
See.
unpatriotic. The way you are attacking this great president
Well,
that's done so much for your
can,
people, sir.
can I
Done
can
so
I
much for your people.
can I
So you can
ask?
be out in droves defending this great man.
Can,
He
can I
did so
can?
much for my taxes and my
Thank
stocks
thank
when
you.
he was in office. And now
Oh
look at
yeah.
what your president is doing, sir. Look at what your Democratic president is doing to your people.
Mm.
Oh, sleepy drone.
Well, I didn't know they put BS in bottles. I thought this was Coke I was drinking. But
Lay off the juice, Stevie.
uh, but okay. Now I'll ask you, Trump supporter, simply Trump supporter. Now you say that he's put money in your pocket. You say that he's done what he can to uplift the black community. In what way has he helped you personally?
I just explained it to you, sir. See,
No.
you Democrats, you just don't get it.
Did
You
you
just
call me
don't
a
get it.
Did you call me a Democrat or a Democrat? Which one?
Well, if the shoe fits, sir.
Size 10 and a half.
Make America great again. Trump 2024.
Okay. Now, let's see, that's the slogan for MAGA. So I'll ask both of you questions and y'all can answer it either, whichever one of y'all want to answer it first. Now, I'll say to you,
Okay.
when you say make America great again, I'll ask both of y'all this. When was America great? For
America
black,
was great under Trump, under 45. It was the greatest it's ever been.
Yes, it was wonderful, just wonderful.
so this country is over 200 some years old. And when when 45 came into office, when you came into office there, Mr. Trump, 45, right along with your supporters, that's the only time America was great.
It was at its best.
But the pandemic, millions and millions of people dying, the stock market in the tank, high unemployment rate. Let's see what else we had. Mm, uh, Anything else that should I add to this list?
You can
Oh,
add
no, you
whatever,
just made that up.
yeah, you could add whatever you want. I mean, even if you were president, if you were sitting in my seat, you couldn't
So,
change that.
so let me ask you. Let's go back to the elections. Both of y'all think that the election was stolen. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, it was stolen, you know. And I'm gonna give you a secret. Don't tell anybody else, okay, Stevie? I'm gonna trust you with this one.
Okay. Here we
We
go.
we both cheated. We both
Well, well, you know what?
and
That's
I did.
that's probably the first thing that you and I will agree with. That the politics is a dirty game in itself. So I understand why you would say that. But still, even with the amount of cheating that goes on, there has to be a winner and a loser. So at that point in time, even with the cheating that you say both of you did, would you say that you won the election?
Yes. Yes, I won.
So, and you say, okay, 7 million people voted for you. Am I correct?
A little bit more than that.
Okay, but 8 million people voted for Biden.
It was a little bit less than that. See, that was the thing. The numbers were switched.
But they held recounts all over the United States, hand counts, machine counts.
When you're cheating, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So what proof do you have that the election was rigged?
The people that I work with behind the scenes.
But each court case that you have taken to court, either your lawyers are now have been stripped of their lawyer powers, i.e. Sidney Powell and the disgraced mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. They can no longer practice law anywhere, basically because of what they were saying in public, but what they wouldn't say in court, that the election was stolen, that the election was rigged. And y'all had no proof of it. So in 60 different court cases, even though you won one, 61 different court cases, all even the judges that you appointed disagreed with you. How can you explain that?
I can't explain it. The only thing I can tell you is the truth. We both cheated. He cheated better than I did. A lot of people heads would roll. Nobody's going to come out and just say, "Yeah, I did this, I did that." No one's going to claim that. I know you're smarter than that, Stevie Music.
Well, of course, no one's going to come outright and claim that they're cheating. But of course, if you're looking at the cheating scale on this, a slippery slope here. Now, the fact of the matter is, which one of you cheated more? But I personally, from all the news that I've seen and all the different research that I've done, it seems to me that you were clearly the loser of the 2020 election.
Only thing happened, I was a sore loser because I
You're
spent
right.
a lot of money and time and bribery. Donations, and I put a lot in it, Stevie, and you just don't understand.
Right, but
I'm
okay,
sore
okay.
clean
See,
inside.
see. Now you get into it. Now we
Rub
get
me
into
the
the
right
juice of
way.
it, Mister 45. The thing about this money that you say you're getting is, from what I understand, you created a stop the steal thing so people could donate their money, but the money that was supposed to be raised to help go to all the judicial fights, you was using them to enrich you, your friends. Your son's girlfriend got $2 million just to say, "Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?" Explain that.
Brett Farr, anyone?
Who?
We don't use our own money. I don't know why you think that we're going to use our own money. We use other people's money.
But that's what y'all telling folks. You saying that
I don't know.
you're so, that you're so rich. You said one of your campaign promises said 45 that you said while you was in the White House you would
No,
not take a salary.
you
Explain
wouldn't.
that.
You wouldn't understand it. It's
Yes, I
okay.
would. Yes, I would. Make me understand it.
Look at your skin. Look at my skin.
Okay, my skin is I would say a charcoalish,
There
chocolatey,
you
dark,
go.
dark
See,
chocolate.
you're very smart.
Wait,
That's why
my
you're my African American friend.
see, I would prefer the term Black American, not African American. I wasn't born anywhere in Africa, so. But my skin is kind of like chocolatey brown, a little dark. Like the Hershey dark chocolate is that color. But your skin is orange,
I'm bright like a diamond.
diamond.
Yeah, bright like a diamond.
That's what's that? I wish I could play some music because I pull out my Jill Scott. You was chasing fool's gold, wasn't you?
No, I'm bright like a diamond. Never
Yeah,
have it.
I used to have a co-host, and she reminded me, "Hey, don't play that song no more." But I would play it for you.
Mm, smart
Now,
man, smart boy.
it's- but anyway, 45. Let's get to your financials. I know at one point in time you said you were one of the richest men in this country, but according to the AG Letitia James, that ain't true.
I don't know why these itches are always trying to dig in people's pockets. I just don't understand it. Just like these folks on YouTube. You belong here with these people. I just don't get it. They pocket watching. What's with that?
I
What's
don't
with it?
listen here, man. Listen here. I've been
I'm
trying to
surprised
respect.
I even hit the link.
I've been trying to be respectful, but one more of them you peoples, and we got problems up in here. Okay. Now, let's get back to the point at hand there, 45. Where your money at? Where you get it from? How much you got?
I got a lot.
What's a lot?
Abundance. I have
Uh,
abundance.
is that
Whatever
a
I
word?
need,
Wait,
I
wait,
can
wait, wait,
I can
wait,
a
wait,
zero over
wait,
here, a
wait,
zero there.
wait, wait. Is that a word in the dictionary? Abundance? I'm just saying.
Very abundant.
Gangster. Gangster. That's right, simply, Nick. 45 is gangster. And you like that term, huh, 45, when folks call you gangster?
Hmm. It rolls off the tongue, gangster.
Gangster
Gangster.
40, gangster
Gangster.
45.
vote for me 2024. Get rid of Sleepy Joe.
Make
I think
America
I might use
make
that.
make make America again gangster, gangster, gangster grills. What you got to lose?
Hmm. You know what?
Hmm?
You can put down your headsets and you can roll with me on my campaign.
No, 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 no. See, 45, I could not do that because, with the years that, I don't know how many I got left because it's not tagged. But something tells me if I was to join you, I would be ostracized from the black community. I'd rather hang around my folks. Thank you. Anyway, you seem to throw people under the bus too much anyway.
Well, I don't know about all of that, but if you cross me, if I think you're going to cross me,
Hey,
then
and
you
you
gotta
like
let
to, you right, you like to go out to your rallies and holler about, look at my African America over there. And I'm the only one that's not going to happen to me. No, no, sir. Yeah, that's not
well,
going to
you
happen.
can get the supporting Trump, person. They can come along, and there'll be two of them. How about that?
Yeah, okay. Well, but anyway, you mind if I play a little bit more of this clip right here? Let's see if
Go
we can
ahead.
play. Let me
Sure.
see. Let me play some more of this clip and see what.
Wow.
See.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Having this massive, massive public platform in which he can say anything with impunity, and it doesn't seem to inflect on the lawsuits.
So talking about grifters, David, top allies of Trump have created a new super PAC called MAGA Inc. It's expected to serve as the main vehicle for his midterm spending, could ultimately become his fundraising arm for a 2024 campaign should he decide to run. Reporting suggests Trump's other PAC, Save America, has spent close to $4 million on legal consulting in August alone. What do we know about how PAC funds are being used?
I don't think we know a whole lot, honestly, and I think there are.
Well, see, could you explain that right there? How you guys created this new arm to raise funds. So how is that going to work? Well, all the funds that's donated to the MAGA PAC, will it go directly to your possible campaign run in 2024? Yeah, 45.
That is a need to know basis.
Well, as someone that if I was someone that would want to donate, I would like to know where my money's going.
I can just give you a PayPal link. I'm so concerned about my funding.
Why would I need a PayPal link? You asking me to donate?
If you want to donate your
Hell
dollar,
no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
okay. Well, at least vote.
I will. I'll vote for this last like I voted last year. You remember the movie Brewster's Millions?
Yes.
You remember they had three candidates, two candidates on the ballot. One was for the regular mayor, and the other one was for this mayor, and the other one was for vote for none of the above.
Yeah.
That's the one I chose when it came to the presidency. I went down the ticket. But when it came to the presidency, because I'm not a Joe Biden fan, or I'm not definitely I can't say that I'm a fan of yours because I'm a person. When I look at politics, I look at the political side of things. But I didn't see too many policies coming from you or your cabinet. I didn't see, matter of fact, not one policy that really stuck right now. All I saw, to be quite honest with you, Mr. 45, was you guys lining your pockets, enriching yourself for as long as you could.
Well, that is a skin game, and don't you concern yourself with that. But when it comes down to policies, there's no sense lying and saying that you can do this, get this done. My main thing was the wall. That's what I want to do is pull that wall together, keep these people out. But no, you all
But you
tried to
didn't.
stop me.
But you didn't. All the wall that was built was already there. You may have done some upgrades to some of the wall, but some of the money that, as in Steve Bannon clearly said to his when he went to trial, that the majority of the money that was going to raise to build the wall fund was a grift.
I don't know about all that. It sounds like to me you're trying to put me in the same box as Umar Johnson at this point.
I don't know where Umar Johnson came from yet, but I guess you could kind of say that because Umar was building a school for 10 years. You was building a wall for 4. 6 more years, y'all might have tied up. But
You've seen the bricks. You've seen the bricks.
no, I didn't see any bricks. All I saw was you had a crew out there. You sent some folks out there for a photo op, but it come to find out later on that the wall that you guys say you built from the ground up was already there, and all y'all did was patch in some holes.
We had bricks, stucco. We had the works. We just didn't finish.
Okay. So, is there anything else you want to talk about this AG lawsuit? Because you seem to keep trying to get away from that for some reason or the other.
Well, when there's lawsuits and everything, there's certain things that your attorney tell you not to speak of. But like I said, just one word, allegedly.
Okay. Well, allegedly there are 45. You have 11 different how do I say legal battles ahead of you. How do you what's your game plan?
Bob and weave.
Bob and weave? Yeah, he does. I don't know if you can see down in the listening lounge in the chat room there, but from what I understand, you are friends with the descendants of the Popeye's chicken franchise.
Who told you that?
One of your supporters did.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. That's okay.
And so this is one of the folks that's going to donate to the super PAC to help you get you reelected.
Well, we can have catering and get you some biscuits. I know you like them butter biscuits, don't you?
Well, it depends on who's buttering the biscuits, but but anyway, but Mr. 45. Let's get back to the things at hand. Actually, you're pretty clever at moving the goalposts. But again, I want to get back to some of the legal battles that you're embroiled with. Okay, say like your number one right hand man, Steve Bannon, he's in trouble. The other right hand, Ace Moon Coon, what's his name? The old gray haired guy with the round glasses, he's in trouble. Your former fix-it lawyer, Michael Cohen, he's in trouble, and he was in jail. Rudy Giuliani, he's in trouble. Sidney Powell, she's in trouble. Mark Meadows, he's in trouble. All of these are your closest confidants. Can you explain the legal battles that they're in? And are you worried about them turning on you when the heat's turned up a little bit more?
Well, they're not going to turn on me. See, it's that turtle boy. It's all his fault. McConnell. He's always got his shell up in somebody's business, and he's coming and attacking anyone and everyone that was around me and that supported me.
Well, from what I'm seeing, 45, McConnell and Lindsey Graham and a whole host of upper echelon senators and House of Representatives folks, they all seem to be on your side. As a matter of fact, the day of that, the country really was supposed to be a formality that the official count of the electoral college votes was to be read by the vice president. 140 of your party members stood up and said, "No, we don't accept this." How do you explain that?
What happens is things move fast. And what you see on the news today has happened like a week ago. McConnell is after me. He's after me now.
Well, can I speak freely?
Sure.
What I think what McConnell is Mitch McConnell and a whole lot of these other Republican folks are doing. What I think is that to be quite honest with you, there, Mr. 45, I see they see the end of the road coming, and they've ridden the wagon as far as they can ride it. Now it's time to start jumping off, and they're just going to leave you, Eric, Ivanka, Don Jr., and a few of you other ones to hang out to dry. What you think about that?
I'm going to take them down.
So my next question for you is, do you find it hard to get a decent lawyer?
It takes a while for my case because I have so many people coming after me, so many documents, so many things that are hidden, unhidden. It's just going to take a long time.
Well,
And
well,
it's very expensive too.
I understand that, but my next question to you is, why is it so hard for someone of your stature, as you claim it, one of the richest men in this country, to get legal and decent representation? Is it, here, Mr. 45, that you don't pay your bills?
Oh, I pay my bills. May not be with my money, but I pay my bills.
Or your legal bills? You don't pay your lawyers?
I pay them in
When?
installments.
You mean you stall them?
That too.
I don't like cheddar biscuits either. You like them cheddar biscuits? No, I was just reading the chat. But um
But don't worry about it. You know, this
uh-huh.
is how politics is. I
Hmm.
work. I have to concentrate on my campaign. I can't
Hmm.
bother with all these legal deagles. I can't deal with all of that. I have a
Hmm.
good campaign. So I have to concentrate as well as have everyone in the world to concentrate on trying to vote for me. That is what the prize is. We can talk about all the little legal babble here and there. It'll be wonderful. Just vote for me.
I'm asking you, Mr. President, former president, um, what if you're not allowed to run in 2024? What do you think is going to happen to the country as a whole?
As long as Sleepy Joe is not there, it'll be a little bit better. I'll be able to run though. I'm not worried about that. As I
Even
say, my skin.
so, you think even with all these legal, the mounting, the unsurmountable legal things that you face, you think that you'll be able to run for the presidency of the United States in 2024?
Yes, absolutely.
So in less than a year and a half, you think all your legal troubles will be cleared away?
No, they'll go on all through my presidency, but I'm not concerned with that. Like I said, we just try to make everything focus on me getting in the office. Once I'm there, we're going to slide through. We're going to work these things out. Everyone will get paid. I'm going to help make America great again.
Everyone is going to get paid like who?
Attorneys, all those that helped, everyone is going to get their payday. That's what we're working on. I make promises, I'm going to keep them.
Uh, I can't say I agree with you on that because I don't. It seems to me that every promise, every campaign promise that you made fell to the wayside. The wall, that was a bust. Uh,
But
the pandemic was definitely a bust. Well, I'll give you credit for one thing there, 45.
it's about time.
You did, because of the pandemic, it did show people that, yes, you do not necessarily have to leave your house to earn a living. Some people do it on YouTube. Some people directly, remotely work from home to their job. But if it not had been for the pandemic, that might have been an option that, a lot of people thought would have been foreign. So I'll give you credit for that. Because you let the pandemic get out of hand, we as Americans, we figured out another way of doing things. No thanks to you.
We got a new booster going on. I think you
No,
need a candidate.
a booster. Are you trying to set me up or something?
Well, I'll just say something that we're working on, and I think you'd be a good candidate for it. That's all. Just
And
maybe.
I'm going to take advice from somebody that told his general public to put chlorine up their butt. Let that make sense, sir.
I didn't mean specifically. I was just saying. I'm just joking around. No one has a sense of humor.
But you know what these
What's up?
Well, you know what these clod hoppers that you got watching you, and no, oops, excuse me, down there, Trump supporters in the in the lounge, but these clod hoppers you got supporting you, they took that seriously. There was an influx of emergency room and ambulance calls right after you said, go get some bleach or stand in front of a light and the COVID will be cured.
That's about 75, 80% of those on YouTube. They
So
believe
I was so are you about to call your constituents dumb?
no, I'm just saying sometimes people are better if they're led than thinking. Some people are better if they think for themselves. Not a lot of people think for themselves. They're just being led.
You
It's
you want
unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
you want to
I,
be a dictator. You want to be a dictator, don't you? You want to be a king, don't you?
I am the king. What do you mean?
No, no, you are not a king. You are not a king. That is the problem.
I am king.
You are not a king. I'm the king around here
In my household, I am king.
in Mar-a-Lago, right?
And it's
But
one.
not the United States of America. You are not the king, what you tried to be. Was that what you tried to do with the insurrection?
Why you want to blame that on me? I just agree with the people. They knew what to do. They thought it was the right thing to do. I agreed, and then people just blame me for everything.
Well, let me ask you something. How long was you going to choke out the Secret Service member because they didn't want to take you down to the White House to the Capitol building that day? How long was you going to choke him out?
I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
Now, these are all the reports that are coming in from reliable sources of people that were there, firsthand to count. That said, now also coming out of the news that you, Roger Stone, and a few of the other cronies, long before the actual first ballot was cast for the presidency of the United States, you guys already had uh, made a plan up to not leave the White House. Any truth to that?
I'm not sure. Could be.
You answer a whole lot of questions with not sure's and could be's.
Well, it's a lot going on, and I'm really concentrating on 2024. I got to get rid of Sleepy Joe. He's just sending money over and all these wars and rumors of wars. He just keeps sending money over, and then all these people coming in on buses. And we have a homeless problem here in the U.S. Why is he bringing these other people in the middle of the night?
Well, I'll ask you, since you mentioned the homeless problem in the U.S., wouldn't that have been a good platform to run on?
Oh, I'm going to use that.
Not use it, but I mean actually put it into fruition to where we get some of our homeless veterans off the street. Have you ever served in the military?
No, I have not.
Hmm. Why not?
And I like to get my nails dirty.
Oh, I heard you had bone spurs.
And I don't talk about my medical record. What you're talking about it for?
Bet not. Let's play some more. Let's play some more of this clip. I'm sure there'll be some more questions I'll have to ask you. Okay.
All right, let's see who else lying.
As you mentioned, there is this new pack that's been set up. There's the Save America pack. There are a bunch of other lingering packs from the 2020 election that still are open and paying out huge amounts in legal fees to his lawyers at Jones Day. And I think clearly Trump is doing everything he can to raise as much money as he can from as many people as he can in as many packs as he can to defray these pretty substantial legal bills that he is likely to face. I think he's going to face a lot of scrutiny if he throws his hat in the ring for the 2024 presidential election from some of his potential primary opponents.
What about that there, 45? What about that part of it? Once you throw your hat in the ring and the people that you have to run against, those that's in your primary and also the Democratic side of it, don't you think that they're going to attack some of the very things that you're accused of right now?
I'm going to be attacked daily for the next 5.5 years. I promise you that. That's why I'm trying to get this money so I can pay these people off because this is just getting out of whack. I just can't take this. It's incredible. just totally incredible. So you don't understand how it runs. So you make promises, you have to grease palms. We have a lot of deals that are closed doors, in the sweatshops, we go and approve different things. You didn't hear
Mm-hmm.
that from me. Then we
No,
go
I
to,
didn't hear none of
no, you didn't hear that. And then sometimes, we may go to
that.
the titty bar and,
Mm-hmm.
we close deals and we rub
Mm-hmm.
palms and, hey, it's a lot of money going on in dollar bills, y'all. And what
Mm-hmm.
we have to do is,
Dollar.
we have to do these things.
A lot of money.
Yes, yes. And
A
then
lot
I
of money.
make promises, and they make promises.
Promises,
They give me
promises.
money. I have to
Mm-hmm.
disperse it the way I have to disperse it. So
Right.
it's a lot. And the people keep coming after me, man.
Right.
That's
Right.
why I keep trying to explain to you with the lawsuits. I'm trying not to focus on that. Trying to
Okay.
focus on 2024. Get my foot in the door. Then
Mm-hmm.
we'll deal with all the legal part because it's
Mm-hmm.
expensive. Very expensive. Very expensive.
So, but see, this the thing is, when you were the president once before, seems to me and a whole lot of the American public that you hid behind the shield of the United States presidency, saying that no sitting president can be charged with a crime.
Don't you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that at all. A crime is crime, no matter who commits it, and not even the president, not even you, should be
Well,
or
why
ever should be considered above the law.
these police officers, they get away with crime. Why can't we?
Well, those are your foot soldiers.
Well, there you go.
Those are your foot soldiers. That's why they get away with so much crime because they work for you.
There you go.
But that's not where we want to be. We might there you go, but that's not where we want to be. We want to be in a fair. We want to have fair and democratic elections where the person that I voted for, and if enough people that think like me voted for this person, he's the president, he's the senator, he's the what do you say the school board superintendent. I would like my vote to count because that's what you as an American democracy, when they set this up to some 2, 3, 4, 500 years ago, whenever how long this country's been in existence, they said that was one of the principles of the Constitution.
There is only so much I can do as one man. Okay? I have several teams. They advise. I sign off on a lot of stuff. Some stuff they go against me, some stuff they don't. I do what I can. But I
Hmm.
am promising you that with your vote, I will make America great again.
All right. Well, Mr. Trump, there's one other clip that I wanna go over you with before we shut this down because I know you're busy and I know you have money to steal and places to go. Anyway,
And money to collect. Yes, I do.
it's the same thing. But you recently did a interview with Sean Hannity, and it had to deal with me being in the military. I understand the I understand the necessariness of secret, final secret, top secret. I understand what all those are. National security secrets. I understand what that, especially being in the Marine Corps. So, as someone that served in the military to protect this country for 10 years of my life, do you think it was a good idea for you to take military secrets or United States secrets on how we conduct business across the shores and other things like that? Do you think that was okay to have those in your residence at Mar-a-Lago?
I'm not sure what you're speaking of.
Well, not what I'm speaking of. Okay, well, here it is. I think you must have forgot your interview with Sean Hannity, so let me remind you. Check this out.
So I have not done it.
You could pixel out their faces to
I guess I
protect their
could do
identity.
that. Yeah, I guess I could do that. I listened. I said, look, I don't want
Let me back up just a little bit
them in
here.
the house.
There we go.
Welcome back to Hannity reporting tonight from Mar-a-Lago, and here is more of my interview from earlier today with President Trump. Let's talk about where we are right now. We're in Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Where were you when you heard that your personal home was being raided, and what did you think?
I was in New Jersey. I got a call in the morning from somebody that's here, person works. Sir, the FBI just came in. I said, what? The FBI? Who? And they go, the FBI. And I said, how many people?
Now, Mr. Trump, was that a fair statement, Rich? Now, you are the commander in chief, but at once when you were the commander in chief of the United States, and the first question out your mouth was the FBI who?
It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what they coming to my house for? I have nothing. I've done nothing.
But when someone says FBI, why would you use the preposition pronoun who?
Well, I know some of those people and just wondering how we got that far.
That's my point. So as the former commander in chief, why would you blurt out the FBI who as if you didn't know who the FBI was?
I wanted to know who was in charge of this. I didn't have to spell it out.
Okay, Mr. 45. Now, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. See if this makes sense to you, all right? I myself DJ music. I go down the street down there and I run into the bank with a pistol in my hand and I said, give me all your money, right?
Okay.
You with me so far? I take the money and I run out the bank. Some 3-4 months later, they come and say, hey, that was you that stole that money out the bank, music. Come with us.
Okay.
Do you think they're going to tell me, hey, by the way, music, we coming to your house at 4 o'clock?
No, they wouldn't inform you, but you would want to know who dropped a dime on you.
Exactly. So that would be from when you use the term drop dime, that would be from within. So that means somebody in your folds told on you that thought you had illegal classified documents at your residence, sir.
As I said before, I want to know who was in charge of this raid.
Deflection. You sure you're not part of the white manosphere? Deflection. I first asked you, I said, do you not know who the FBI is?
Of course I know who the FBI is.
Okay.
I just don't know who's in charge of this raid.
Why?
I want to know.
Why would you need to know?
Who turned on me? That's why I want to know, Stevie Music, who turned on me?
Okay, well, that's for you and your people to find out. But as far as the law is concerned, if I'm coming to arrest you, or I'm coming to get something, take some property off your premises that are known to be illegal, especially when it contains national secrets, I'm not going to call you and ask permission first. By the way, which we did. Remember that? You told us that you gave us everything. You gave us all the classified documents that you had. You come back three months later, we find 110 boxes full of classified secrets.
That really wasn't that. And there wasn't. I gave you what you needed. That's all they needed.
What about the classified material that exposed the nuclear capabilities of a said certain country? What about that?
It was safe with me. I needed that.
Let's play some more here. I'm not even going to answer that
one. Many people, sir. Many people. And I couldn't believe it. And they wanted to do it quietly, silently. And I said, what do you mean silent? They're not silent, because I watched the way they were so horrible to so many people that you know and that I know that are good people, where they just attacked them at the house. And they wanted to do it quietly. And by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we started getting little strange calls, like from a group called the Media, if you've ever heard of them. And they said, something strange is happening at Mar-a-Lago. There are people standing at the gates with AK-47s or some kind of a very sophisticated gun. And what's happening at Mar-a-Lago? And when I heard that, I said, well, let's put out a notice that we were attacked or raided or broken in by the FBI. I couldn't believe it.
They wouldn't allow your lawyers to go with.
So you put out a statement that 45 said that you were attacked and raided by the FBI. Am I correct? Did I lose? I said you put out a statement right after you found out that the FBI was at your place, right? You put
Yes,
out a statement.
I did. I did.
Okay. My thing is, not everybody, because from what I understand, there, 45, the FBI tried to give you every common courtesy there was by not making a public announcement that they were about to raid your house. And most of the times, when police raid someone's house, whether it be the FBI, whether it be the Shore Patrol, whether it be um, any law enforcement agency, they don't usually tell the person first that they're coming. So why would you expect any different?
It's the way we work. I told you, Stevie Music. I know a lot of people. I pay a lot of people. I made a lot of promises. They made a lot of promises. I need to know who's doing what.
Again, that's almost dictatorship status.
You call it what you want. But I am the king of my household. And if I make promises, if I pay people and they make promises, they owe me. They owe me, Stevie Music. They owe me.
Well, isn't that in a word in one word? Isn't that extortion or isn't that
It's
bribery?
business.
Huh?
Business.
Business. That's bribery. That's extortion.
Business.
Is that how you conduct
See,
your
it
business?
depends on the skin tone. See, you call it one thing, we call it another.
Right. If that was me doing what you doing, according to my skin tone, I wouldn't be able to hold this conference right now. I would be in jail. In jail without no bail. If I did even a inkling of what you do. If I had classified documents in my house and the FBI showed up, that I can guarantee you, I wouldn't be out right now talking to you,
That is
Mr.
true
45.
because you are not above the law. You are not like me.
And that's the crust of this whole conversation. That's why I had you on my show today,
I am so
45.
glad. At least you know your place. See, that's the thing. People
No,
need to
no, no, no,
know
no,
their
no, no,
place.
no, 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 no. I didn't say no, so no. You went too far to the left with that one. No, I said the reason why I wanted to have you on my show today is to let people know there, Mr. 45, that although you seem to be on the level, everything I've heard about you in this last hour and some change is criminalistic. And if me, matter of fact, you don't even have to be a black or brown person in this country. If any person in earshot of me did what you and your constituents did, the Rudy Giuliani's, the Mark Meadows, the what's his name, the guy that ran across the Senate floor after he released the crowd on folks, having classified military secrets and documents at your house, we definitely would not be here talking to each other. We would be in jail or worse, shot.
That is true. That's what would happen to you.
Now, before I get into this military secrets and all this stuff, we got into it a little bit, but let me go back. During the time of the insurrection, we were still enthralled in a armed conflict in Afghanistan. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you for or against the Constitution?
Before the Constitution.
Okay. According to the Constitution, any person, foreign or domestic, that takes up arms against the United States in any way, shape, or form, whether it be written, whether it be expressed, or whether it be in action, shall be summarily put to death. Were we not at war when the insurrection was going on?
Yes.
Yes, we were. So why why are these people that stormed the Capitol, why weren't they charged with treason instead of trespassing? You said you're a staunch believer in the Constitution, so I just read you. I paraphrased it, but I just read you something that came from the
There
Constitution.
is some small print, and the small print, you just don't see it, Stevie. What happens is sometimes people have information that can compromise, sometimes they have information that we need, and there are factors that must be included.
Okay, you used the correct word there, compromise. So now it goes back up to what I was talking about. Don't you think having all those top secret military documents and United States secret military documents in your home at Mar-a-Lago really unprotected? Because I mean, anyone could get into Mar-a-Lago at any time. You held parties there. You had anybody with nefarious reasons to come to Mar-a-Lago, knowing that you had these classified documents there. There was nothing to stop them from taking pictures of it and using it against us. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, having said that, again, I'll ask you that 45. What was the purpose of you having classified material at your residence?
It's confidential.
But that's what you said. But you said you believed, and you are a staunch believer in the Constitution. So as what I'm saying in the Constitution, the mere fact that you right now here telling me, sir, that you had classified documents in your possession, you are in violation of the Constitution, which means you're in violation of laws.
I am not. Take it back. As I explained to you before, I do
Oh Jesus!
understand and I do agree. However, there is
Mhm,
small print. There's information that have to be had sometime. You have to
mhm,
hold on to it. You use it when
mhm.
you need to. There's things
Right,
you
but
just
but
cannot
sir,
say.
sir, but sir, that's what the presidential library is for. That's what the National Archives is for, sir.
It could be filed there eventually.
No, that's where all presidential records go. It's not. It could be. That's where it's supposed to
I'm
be.
just saying it could be filed there eventually, but it doesn't start off there.
Well, as long as the president is as long as he is in the White House, as long as he's the active sitting president, you're right. They're not in the National Archives. Keyword being archives.
That's right.
Right. So once you leave the presidency, whether it be in 4 years or 8 years, everything, even if it was just a hand scribbled note on a napkin, is supposed to be turned over to the National Archives. Am I correct?
Eventually. Eventually.
No, you can't use the word eventually because that gives you leeway. That gives you wiggle room. It's not eventually is never in that equation, sir.
Eventually. I mean, nothing happens just automatic.
So that's why eventually you're going to go to jail.
I doubt it.
You don't think you're going to go to jail with all these charges that's pending against you, or do you think that not one of them will stick?
It might stick, but I'm not going to jail.
You know, you might be right.
Oh, I am.
You might be right on that. They'll stick, but they won't go to jail.
Exactly. I am so glad that you're learning something. See,
No,
your name is DJ Music. Maybe you should just stick to the music. That might
that's
be
ins-
better for you instead of the politics.
that's insulting, sir.
No, I don't mean that in an insulting way. That's your name, right? DJ, disc jockey, music. So
Uh,
spin records. Spin the records.
well, I mean, just with the DJ
Concerned about
is
the
kind of
records in politics. You
the
can say
DJ.
that. Let's spin records.
The DJ, as they say, there's some things that are kind of archaic that, it's like for nostalgia reasons. There's not really too many disc jockeys anymore. You know,
Okay. Okay. Well, you're into the music. You stick to music. Me the politics.
well, part of what I do there, Mr. President, former Mr. President, as part of what I do as a internet radio station owner, that
Yes,
also
you can
includes
say.
keeping the public informed on said things like this. So this is part of what I do.
Rolls off the tongue. Just say it, Mr.
What's that?
President.
No, it doesn't roll off the tongue. Actually, I'm trying to give you as much respect as I can for coming on the show. Normally, I would just call you 45 or that orange guy.
Well, you could drop the Mr. President. You go ahead and call me 45. That's fine. Because
Okay.
that's what I want. I'm 45 for everything.
Oh, okay, 45. Let's go back to a little bit more of you in this Hannity interview, okay?
Them as they went through
No.
this entire
They wouldn't
facility,
allow. We
22
sent
acres.
lawyers to the property.
So here's my question. They did ask you to turn off your security cameras.
That's right.
But you didn't do it.
That's right.
Will you release those tapes publicly?
Well, they've asked me not to do it because they feel the FBI.
Will you release those tapes publicly at 45?
He told me not to do it.
And why is that? I mean, if those videotapes will exonerate you, wouldn't you think that would be the best thing to do is release them?
Of thing, you just don't understand politics. I keep trying to tell you Stevie Music, but you won't understand. I'll try one more time.
Okay, well,
There's
help me.
information that's out there that is a need to know basis, need to be used, planted, pulled out, all these type of terms. I'm okay with that. There's some of them are negative, but that's how the world works. That's how we make America great again. That's how we keep America safe. I can't have people coming in and invading. Sometimes we have to exchange things, bribe, all kind of things. I hope you understand now, okay?
Well, I won't say that I understand. Well, I went from the words that you're speaking. I understand, but I don't understand the concept of what you're saying is which will make you innocent of all charge. And that concept I don't get. It seems to me that everything that I pointed out to you, it comes directly back to that you 45 think that you're above the law.
No, I didn't say I'm above it, but I know how to go around it.
You
We use it for when we need to use it. See, that's just how the world works, especially if someone like me.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll give you that. So let's go on because there's something really important in this interview that I want to get to. Okay.
Agents might be in physical harm and danger because
Well, you've been in
there is
television.
there is a fervor in this country. This country is so tired of this stuff. They're really, and so I have not done it.
You could pixel out their faces to
I guess
protect
they
their
could do
identity.
that. Yeah, I guess they could do that.
Let me- look-
I
look-
listened. I said, look, I don't want. I really believe that most of the people within the FBI, out of the top groups, most of the people in the FBI, they probably voted for Trump. I don't want to have anybody hurt. But they came onto the site. They wouldn't allow any legal representation or representation. So they go into the rooms, like my bedroom, my office. They go into the rooms.
Your wife's closet.
Wife's closet.
Your son's
wife's
bedroom.
room. My son's bedroom. Yeah. There's a picture of Hunter Biden and Barron Trump. Barron looks so innocent, and Hunter doesn't look so innocent. They said his room was raided, but his wasn't. No, it's a terrible thing.
Okay,
Not
so
even actually
so they
believable.
went to.
They're 45. I don't know if you hang out in the YouTube streets like I do, but someone just typed out in the Just Ask Shaw. Hey, Just Ask Shaw. She just typed out in the chat room. You ever heard the term doxing?
Yeah, so like what Sean wanted me to do, but go ahead.
But it wasn't what Sean wanted you to do. You did it. And at no part of this interview was Hunter Biden and a part of this. So why did you bring him up?
I was just explaining things.
But in contrast and comparison, Hunter Biden is a grown man. Why would you compare him against your underage son? What, Barron's, 11, 12,
It's
13?
still a son.
Huh?
It's still a son.
But Hunter Biden is responsible for if he did something wrong as a grown man, he's responsible for that. Where in this case, if your son does something, you're responsible for it because he's
think you
underage.
like Stevie Joe. Is that what it is? Is this what this is, Stevie Music? Because I wouldn't have come here if that's what this is all about. You
Well, I
want
don't-
your son, aren't you?
Well, see, it's not about changing sides. It's not changing sides. Yeah, poor little tink tink, Barron. But no, I'm not choosing sides. Listen, I'm trying to be as fair and biased as I possibly can. But 45, there's no way I can be fair and biased when you won't even answer my simple question honestly.
I did.
No, you didn't.
We'll repeat your question. I want
Okay.
to make sure.
And part of this interview here you had with Sean Hannity. You says that you wouldn't want any of the FBI people to get hurt, right?
Right. I wouldn't
So-
dox you. Correct.
So wouldn't you, at the beginning of your interview, you said the FBI could have possibly planted evidence that the FBI stormed your house, they raided your house, they there with big, ugly, menacing-looking guns, AK-47s and different things like that. Why, of all the guns that you chose to talk about, why would it be an AK-47 and not an AR-15, which is the preferred gun of your constituents?
I'm familiar with it. I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm familiar with it.
I'm sorry?
I'm familiar with that gun. That's the only reason why I mentioned it.
You're familiar with the AK-47 because of what? Putin? And because you know that is a Russian-made gun.
Well, I'm familiar with it, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. You're familiar with it, but what I'm trying to say is, with all this and all this classified information, of course, you know some of this information is collected by foot soldiers, those people that are on the ground. You know, that we don't know who they are. They go into these countries way ahead of, say, of a conflict, disguise themselves, get all this pertinent information, send it back to us so we can better prepare ourselves for an impending strike or something like that. Wouldn't you say by having those classified documents in your possession that kind of opened the door to put some of those people in harm's way, just as you didn't want the FBI people to get hurt? Why should you want American soldiers and undercover agents in other countries to get hurt by having that?
There is a possibility, yes, there is a possibility, but there should be no one going into my home.
I'm sorry, there should be no one doing what again, sir?
Should be no one going into my home. No one should have access to that. So that information should have been fine.
Well, you're absolutely right. Again, you know, we agree on some things. There should be absolutely no reason that the FBI should have gone into your home unless you were doing something against the law, unless you had.
They thought I was doing something wrong, allegedly.
Okay, allegedly. I didn't say you were doing something wrong. I said unless.
You
Right.
see it in the
Unless.
news all the time. People, these judges sign off on, and you go into the person's home, and it's the wrong person.
Yeah, we've seen that, but in this case, it wasn't the wrong house. They had the right residence.
It's the wrong reason. Wrong reason.
No, what you think they're going to retrieve top secret classified information is the wrong reason to storm somebody's house?
Yes, because it's in the wrong hands. All those people came, get information, or it can be leaked. Information could be leaked. Too many hands. It's only those who need to know.
Okay, so that was my thing to you, that 45. If you were so concerned about national security, when the FBI and the powers that be asked you to give back all the information, all the classified stuff that you had stored at your residence, why didn't you just give it back to them? And this probably would not have been a story. But but you and your lawyer signed off on a government document that says that everything that was could be considered classified information was turned back over to the National Archives. Was that not a statement that your folks made?
That is true, and it's true at the time. The stuff that we had, we turned it over.
Right. So why should we believe you now when we know now what that statement was not correct? So why would we believe anything else that you and your crew say?
I didn't have it in my possession at the time.
Mar-a-Lago is, if it's in your house, 9/10 possession is 9/10 of the law, sir. So they were at your house, or you were in possession of it.
Not at that time. I didn't have possession of it.
Sure, because you said they were under lock and key.
Exactly. So it wasn't in my possession. You think you got me, didn't you?
You're splitting hairs. You're splitting hairs, sir. You're splitting hairs, sir. You're splitting hairs, sir. It's not like you had them in a storage facility. Wait, it's not like you had them in a storage facility down there at the public storage bin about 2 miles from your house. These documents were in your house, so that would be your possession. Is there a toaster in your house?
No.
Yes.
No.
Is it? No. Is there a couch in your house?
No.
Is there pictures? I know there's pictures of you on the wall.
Well, see, that's where it gets sticky. It can be considered a picture, but we call them portraits. My answer would be
okay. Say if I just came to Mar-a-Lago one day, arbitrarily walked through and said, "Well, this really don't belong to nobody." I'm just gonna walk out with it.
My alarm is on. Don't you try it. Don't you try it.
Let's listen to some more of this because we ain't got to the good part yet.
Magistrate Merrick Garland has said, he came out and he said, I authorize this. Now, what's interesting is they went to a magistrate right here in Florida. Right. A magistrate who had already previously recused himself from a case involving you because he was prejudiced against you. Okay, I understand that was, months earlier. Why then didn't he recuse himself in this case? And then part two of this question is this. They took your passport, they took your medical records, they took your tax records, and probably the scariest part to me, and this is why a broad warrant like this to me would be dangerous. We do have a Fourth Amendment. They also took, 500 pages of attorney-client privilege information? Have you gotten that back, by the way?
A lot. I don't know. I really don't know. They took a lot. I think they took my will. I found out yesterday. I said, where is it?
Am I in it?
I think they took my will. It could cause a lot of problems.
No.
They're laughing, but, 45, you there? You okay. Yeah. So, again, this part about the judge situations. Now, there were several judges that you could have went to for a special master, as y'all called it, to say, as you said, retrieve some of the property that the FBI shouldn't have taken. You also said that the FBI and their zest and zeal to retrieve these documents could have possibly dropped something amongst the piles of other documents. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, now, earlier, you also said that you never turn your cameras off, right?
Yeah.
Right. So wouldn't that record the comes and goings of this secure place that you had these documents at? Wouldn't that show that the FBI coming in? Wouldn't it show that the FBI going into that building? Wouldn't it show that everything that happened during that raid?
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you use that particular footage to I guess, exonerate yourself?
Like I said before, there are people that needs protection. There are some people that, it can be compromised. Some people we can use for later. So I just would rather not do so.
Okay, so all right, I understand that. And I understand you looking out for people like that. But when you asked when you tried to wanted the special master, you didn't even want the government to retrieve what they knew to be classified information. You tried to claim that material as yours as well, not your personal business, but other classified documents. You tried to say they belong to you.
They do. They belong to me.
No, they don't.
For what I need them for, they belong to me.
That's the point. And that's the crust of what the American people and people like me are wanting to ask.
It's just people like you, just you.
No, not just me. There's a whole lot of people that want to know, why would you have military secrets in your house? And knowing that we've seen you cozy up to Putin. We've seen you cozy up to Kim Jong-un. We've seen you cozy up to... Huh?
Business.
Business. Well, let me ask you, why all of a sudden, after you leave office, Putin all of a sudden decides to invade Ukraine? After Mr. 45, you held up the defense systems that the Ukrainians would have needed to defend themselves against Russia and any attacks.
We should have won that. I should have won that election. We cheated. Everything was in place.
But no, you held that up to try and get dirt on Joe Biden so you could win the election.
As I said before, I cheated. He cheated. I was a sore loser because he cheated better than me.
Sore. Yeah, I wouldn't call that sore loser, sir. I would call that butt hurt.
I turned red. I wasn't orange anymore.
Yeah, I know. I noticed as you're in this interview with Hannity, he kind of made you turn red a few times too.
Yeah.
Especially when he asked you, where you could just blotch out the people's faces, because he could have. If he was
I'm
so
not going to
concerned,
dox people. I'm not going to dox people.
no, but you know, he could have. He could.
I've
You could.
seen YouTube. I've seen those YouTube streets. You
You could.
guys still get the information. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. But you still could have. You still could have blotched out those folks' faces.
I'm the better man. No,
You could have.
not gonna do
You could have. You could have redacted their faces,
it. Yeah,
especially with so much on the line for you and your legacy.
I'll be fine.
Okay, let's play some more of this then.
That could cause a lot of problems if that gets published from people that won't be so happy, or maybe will be very happy.
Okay.
But no, I think they took my will. No, it's a horrible thing.
But wait a minute. But why
They shopped.
this guy?
They shopped. They went to a magistrate that hates me, a magistrate that recused himself not long ago in another case because he hated Trump. He's a Clinton person and an Obama person, and I understand that, but he hated Trump. And for a smaller case that was less meaningful, he decided to recuse himself. For a very important case for the country, he decided that I'll take this one. Now, he didn't do it because of his hatred of Trump. I don't know why he hates me, but he hates me. Maybe he doesn't like strong military, low taxes, good education. But he hates
He
me.
might like $6 a gallon gasoline.
Well, he's got it. He's got it.
He does
That's
in
what
many
he's
places.
got.
Let me go through this. Before you left the White House, please explain the process. From my understanding, what I've read, you have the GSA. They pack all the boxes. Okay. Did you pack any boxes?
No, they work together with people in the White House. I don't know how you would classify them, but GSA was involved. That's government services. They're fantastic people. And they packed them. And not only that, and they brought them in along with people in the White House. I don't know who they are, but there are a lot of people working in the White House. They packed them up, but not that clothing, massive amounts of pictures. You know, they take so many pictures every day, and they give you copies of all this stuff, and it's boxes and boxes of pictures, newspaper articles, tremendous, even kitchen things. You have tremendous amounts of different items, much clothing. I mean, shirts and everything, sports gear.
Mr. President, just one question I would like to ask you.
The FBI guys work.
Before we go any further, okay. Now, me being a former member of the military, I do know a little bit about some things. Now, I know that, say, like our battalion commander, out with the old, in with the new. So when you go in to pack up his quarters and his residence, there is a certain way to do things. Everything that has to do with the military, that's in one side. There's a whole different team of people that is taking care of that side of it. Now, anything that has to come with your personal items, like your clothing, your kitchen items, your closet items, that's a whole different set of people that handles that. The GSA, Government Service Administration. So I do know, I'm aware of those two different things. So why would someone that would be assigned to only handle the military side or the government side of things be over on this side to where they're in your bedroom packing your wife's clothes and her unmentionables? Come on, 45. Are you trying to tell me that's only one set of people came in and boxed up everything?
Well, I do have the tape, so.
Well, again, you're willing to show the tape on that, but you're not willing to show the tape on the how they came into Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
What's the difference?
I explained that earlier. You know, for a DJ, I think you have some hearing loss. I think that's what it is.
It may be because I have my headphones on all the time, but I hear pretty well, and I heard what you said pretty well. My hearing loss is not affecting me today, but I clearly heard you say I can run the tape back if you like later on. But I clearly heard you say earlier that you didn't trust those people.
That could be correct. I could have said that, and that is true. I think I'm the better judgment when it comes to information, which can be in documents or tape. Okay? Did you hear that, Stevie?
I heard you. Anyway, let's play this right here.
Here, and they saw a remaining 10 boxes, which they ended up taking in the raid. And a couple of days later, they asked you and your team to put a padlock on it. And that day, were they free to take those documents with them? Was there any disagreement about that?
Yeah, you said access. I'm not sure they asked for access per se.
They were shown the boxes.
I thought we were having a very good conversation. Even when they went downstairs, the attorneys went downstairs, showed them the room, showed them the boxes. I thought it was a very routine thing. And again, if you look at the law or the act or whatever, the Presidential Records Act, it basically said everything that we were doing, we should be doing. We can talk to them. Now, when they're here, we could do lots of things. I think we had good security. We had, as you know, we had tremendous Secret Service. They are unbelievable people. And they're all over Mar-a-Lago, as happens to a former president, et cetera, et cetera. I hate to use the word former because I have a lot of problems with what happened. But the fact is, and we wouldn't be having all these problems that we have right now, by the way, with Ukraine and Russia talking about nuclear weapons now.
I want to get to
all of that, because what's happening in the world is horrible. But we had good discussions as per the whole Records Act, Presidential Records Act. And then all of a sudden, we were surprised. I was very surprised. By the way, if we don't have good discussions, if you can't agree with them, there's like a process that you go through. And I think that the president predominates in the end. Mm-hmm. It's his choice in the end.
Let me stop here. I started this show with a monologue.
Yeah.
In that monologue, I pointed out Hillary Clinton, which is I guess the closest case in modern history that this mirrors your case, except hers were electronic. And you heard Jim Comey, I just played it, top secret classified information on her.
Okay, before we go any further there, 45, let's go ahead, and so the general public will know this. Let me go ahead and clarify this. Now, you can fact check me all you want to, folks. Of the emails that was on the said server that Hillary Clinton had supposedly had classified information on it, after it was all said and done, it wasn't classified information. It was one particular email that was in question. One, you, sir, had over 100 and some boxes full of classified information. So why would you and Sean Hannity try to compare the two?
What was wrong with that?
Because there's no comparison, sir.
Well, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. Okay.
But can you please, make me understand this? Then, since you said, you like to explain things to its fullest to me, make me understand this. What's the difference? What's the comparison?
It was his show, it was his example, and I was okay with it.
Okay, but his example was incorrect, sir.
I was okay with it.
So would you agree that Hillary Clinton, although she may have done some nefarious things, is not near on the level of what you've done?
I'm not going to talk about Hillary.
Well, you seem to don't mind to throw her under the bus any other time.
Well, when it's time, I'll talk about her.
Okay. All right, let's go back to this then.
Server. Think of all these email chains. Then we have the deleted emails, the bleach pit of the other 33,000 emails, the hammers, the devices, the SIM cards, all those things that I mentioned.
Right.
So we have a similar case, and then you heard James Comey say no prosecutor would ever prosecute. But they're threatening to prosecute you. What is the difference between what you're describing with they found apparently 101 top classified documents in the boxes that they found. They found 11,000 pages that weren't classified.
But you don't know what they found, because they wouldn't let any representative. They had our lawyers. It was 100 degrees out. They had our lawyers standing outside, not even allowing them into a building where they had air conditioning. It's a big complex. And you had you had a lot of people here. I don't know how many. You had a lot of people. They wouldn't let anyone inside. And, if you look at NARA, and if you look at the FBI over the last 10, 15 years, and if you look at all of the things at the Justice Department, what's taken place, when you look at what took place with the Russia hoax, Sean, they spied on my campaign. What could be worse? Could you imagine, take Obama, if we spied on his campaign? It would probably be death sentence. They spied on my campaign even when I was in the White House. And who would think that this is possible? that they spied. So, you know, we're not dealing with a lot of trust here, and the public isn't either. The American public is really angry.
So then this is a big part of what I want to get into, and that is, okay, I mentioned, for example, 33,000 deleted emails. We talked about Hunter Biden's laptop. We talked about in that laptop, Joe Biden is implicated many times by his own son. He didn't want to pay all of Dad's bills. He didn't want to pay for his repairs. The big guy gets his cut. Tony Bobolinsky confirmed the big guy is Joe Biden. He met with, we now know, about 14 of the foreign business partners, which means he lied during the campaign. You don't see anything happen there. For 3 years.
Nothing's going to happen there. I don't believe anything's
So do we have equal justice in this country?
No, we don't, and it's very unfair. It's a very unfair situation. You mentioned the word prosecute. I don't think prosecute. I don't think this is prosecutable. Under the Presidential Records Act, there's no retribution or prosecution. You're supposed to negotiate. We're talking about documents. We're talking about documents that actually are being watched over to a certain.
So, 45, sir, before we go further. Sir, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
are you there?
Yes.
Did I just hear you correctly saying there is no prosecution for taking government government material? And am I hearing you right by saying there is no prosecution for that?
I don't think there is.
So what would be the purpose of the National Archives? What would be the purpose of holding presidential records? What would be the purpose of all these different agencies if there was no chain of custody that would make a difference whether you as the president or as the former president would walk out of the White House with anything that you wanted to?
Oh, that's nostalgia.
Sir, that statement didn't make sense just now.
Just nostalgia. That's all.
Nostalgia. So you mean to tell me the nuclear codes is nostalgia? Come on, 45, answer that question for me, would you?
On paper, it's nostalgia. It isn't really the real codes. I mean, we haven't switched out.
But how would one person know that? How would one person know that walked into Mar-a-Lago, went into that room, started rummaging through what you calls and said top secret, final secret, crypto, and then on the bottom line it says nuclear codes? How would he know that those are incorrect?
Would be, but it's paper. Come on, it's the old age. This when old Turtle Boy back in his age, you know, that man is like 100 years old. Turtle Boy. McConnell needs to get out of office.
Yeah. You're starting to sound like the manosphere. Shame, blame, and explain.
Yeah, I thought you wanted me to explain.
Well, I do want you to explain, but I want you to explain and not try and use someone else, what someone else could have possibly done to explain your actions. Because no matter whether if Hillary Clinton did what she did, well, if Obama did what he did, or if Hunter Biden did what he did, or Sleepy George, you call him, did what he did, it has no bearing on what you are currently doing.
I didn't know I was coming over here to be on trial.
Well, I told you it was not going to be an easy road over here, sir. But did you want me to pitch you soft questions like Fox News?
Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir?
Oh, Fox News.
Yeah, right. You don't even like Fox News no more. Seems like Fox News kicked you to the curb too, huh?
Yeah. They're not my friends. I thought they were.
So. You know, they turned on you.
They turned on me.
After the insurrection. They don't like you no more.
They turned on me. So that's the problem. People turn on you when they see other people. They don't have their own mind.
Right. So what you going to do now? Go back to the farm, pick you some tomatoes.
That's a good idea. That sounds good.
Okay. Let's play a little bit more of this. I might have skipped over it, so I might have to ask you this myself, but let's get to it. Let's play some more of this.
Certain extent, and I would say to a large extent by the Secret Service, if you think about it. But I can't imagine the word, you mentioned the word prosecution. I don't hear the word prosecution.
No, I'm saying they didn't prosecute them.
No, but I don't see how they could prosecute me. How do you prosecute somebody?
But they didn't raid their homes.
No,
they raided this
home. They certainly didn't raid their homes. They certainly didn't raid their homes. And when Hillary broke up all her phones with the hammers, and they did the bleach pit. All the things that happened were incredible. Well, you could also say 33 million documents or pages with President Obama. That's very questionable. 33 million, not 33,000.
Mr. 45?
Yes.
Again, I'll have to fact check you on this. You are absolutely right that Obama had 33,000 documents. But what happened to those documents? They were transported from the White House to the National Archives. None of those 33,000 documents that you're referring to is in Obama's possession right now. None of them.
That's right now.
They never have been, sir.
You don't know that.
No, sir. No, sir. Just like you don't know.
That.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Just like you didn't know. You didn't know for sure. Were you there?
No.
So what you're saying is I'm not able to speculate, but you are.
Okay, we'll speculate on Stevie Music.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to say, sir. I'm just trying to be fair and unbiased as I possibly can. So when you throw something out there, sir, I got to let the public know that that's not correct. And what you just said just now about Obama, that is not correct. So let me reiterate this. No, we do know because the records are there. We do know that Obama did pack up his presidential library. Either the boxes that came from the White House of Obama's time in the White House is either one or two places in the National Archives or in his presidential library. Those were those documents are. There's no disputing those facts, sir. They're not in his home. They're not in a closet at his house.
May have copies. We don't know.
But some days it just don't pay to have some guests on the show.
Happens to be a similar number, 33 million. They're fighting over them or arguing over them. The problem that you have is they go into rooms. They won't let anybody near them. They wouldn't even let them in the same building. Did they drop anything into those piles? Or did they do it later? There's no chain of custody here with them.
Wouldn't that be on videotape potentially?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they're in a room.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
So again, Sean Hannity, Mr. 45.
Yeah.
I'll ask the same question that Hannity just asked you, wouldn't you? Because earlier in our interview, you said you don't shut the videotapes off. So wouldn't that be videotape?
Maybe.
The comings and goings.
Hocus.
So again, I'll ask you if all these things that we're talking about, even Hannity, if they exonerate you, why don't you use them?
I have my reasons. I told you that before.
Okay.
You play music. Why don't you play? I got a special request for you. Why don't you play Reasons?
Say that again.
I have a special request. Why don't you play that song Reasons?
Reasons.
You know that Earth, Wind, and Fire song?
Uh-huh.
You play that.
Well, that's a song. Well, that's a song about cheating. It's not a love song. I understand you like to be in love with people, but that's a song about cheating.
Well, don't play that then. Don't play that.
You sure you want me to play that?
Don't play that song.
Okay. Let's get back to your clip. Reasons.
There's the president of the United States. You, unlike, say, Hillary Clinton in her case,
right.
A president has the power to declassify.
Correct.
Okay. You had said on Truth Social a number of times you did declassify. I
did declassify, yeah.
Okay. Is there a process? What was your process to declassify?
There doesn't have to be a process, as I understand it. There's different people say different things, but as I understand, there doesn't have to be. If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it, because you're sending it to Mar-a-Lago or to wherever you're sending it, and.
Did that get by you?
I was just trying to see if we could telepathically connect. It didn't work. Did you hear what I just called you?
Yeah, that's why I just asked you. Did that get by you?
So you mean to tell me that, sir, did you not just hear you say that you could think that a document's classified and it is?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
I could just say it, I could think it, and it is. Yeah.
So, and whose eyes would it be unclassified? If
Mine.
only you knew.
Unless you ask me, then I'll tell you, yeah.
Sir, that does not declassify a document just because you thought it. There is a chain of custody, sir, also on these different things. There is a chain of custody. For my stint in the military, it goes from, say, if you're a land corporal hands something to the corporal hands something to the sergeant hands something to the staff sergeant hands something to the gunny hands something to the major hands something to the general. There is a chain of custody, especially when it comes to classified material, sir. So how in the God's green earth, how in a month of Sundays, Jesus jumping up Christ, please tell me, how could you possibly just think that you could unclassify a document?
I'm going to make sure I write that into law.
Let's play some more, because you're not going to answer my question, are you?
I just did. I'm going to write that into law.
But that still does not, okay. Say, for instance, you do get back into the presidency.
All right, yeah. That's
Say 2024, you do win the presidency and you do get back into office. You still, the president himself, just by thinking it, still cannot declassify documents, sir.
I'm going to do so because I'm going to write it into law since you're making a big stink out of it.
Okay, so which document would we know that you declassified if you didn't tell us?
Everyone I say.
When are you going to tell us? After you thought about it?
When you ask me about it.
So until you tell us which document you declassified, each one of us, anyone that touch government material, is putting ourselves at risk.
No, you just won't know. But
we're still putting it at a risk. So if we take classified material from, say, the Pentagon, that's a chargeable offense, sir.
Oh, you won't have your hands on it. Don't worry about it. You won't touch it.
No, not me per se, but anyone.
Anyone, they won't have any use for it. They can't reach for it because it'll be put away. Don't worry about it. We take care of that on our end.
But see, it's still not making sense to me, and I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to give you all the benefit of the doubts that I can to say, how in the world could you just by thinking a declassified document? Which document are you going to declassify, and when are you going to tell us that it's declassified? Before or after the deed is done?
Take a deep breath.
You out your damn mind. Go ahead, sir. Let's play some more here. As I know you're getting we got about another. Here, let's play this.
There doesn't have to be a process. There can be a process, but there doesn't have to be. You're the president. You make that decision. So when you send it, it's declassified. I declassified everything. Now, I declassified things, and we were having a lot of problems with NARA. You know, NARA is a radical left group of people running that thing. And when you send documents over there, I would say there's a very good chance that a lot of those documents will never be seen again. There's also a lot of speculation because of what they did, the severity of the FBI coming and raiding Mar-a-Lago. Were they looking for the Hillary Clinton emails that were deleted, but they are around someplace? Were they looking for the spying on Trump?
You had it.
No, they may be saying, they may have thought that it was in there.
Okay.
And a lot of people said the only thing that would give the kind of severity that they showed by actually coming in and raiding with many, many people is the Hillary Clinton deal, the Russia stuff, or, I mean, there are a number of things. The spying on Trump's campaign. So they spied on my campaign. So why did they come in and do that? Especially since we were having such great conversations, John.
All right, so let me go. You mentioned Russia a number of times. Let's talk about that. Andrew McCabe, Deputy FBI Director.
Yeah. Well, sir, Mr. 45, sir. We don't need to go. We don't need to go into the Russia thing. But I will say this: because of Russia and because of some things that other folks said, you were impeached twice. Although they didn't, they acquitted you on both particular impeachment proceedings. Still leads to the general public to say now that with everything that's being put together, some people would lead to believe that you may have even, in fact, been in bed with Russia, spying on Hillary Clinton, so you could become the president of the United States, just as you did with the Ukraine trying to get dirt on Sleepy Joe Biden. What do you say to that?
So many rumors out there, so much speculation. That's all it is. And I'm not concerned because it's all alleged.
Okay. Well, the last thing that I want to cover before we go, sir. Now, with everything that's going on here, all the different things, all the different courts things that said that you can or you can or you did or you didn't or you would or you wouldn't. Comes down to this one judge that you said that you wanted to be the special master, right?
Yes.
Okay. The special master says, with all that you just said, 45, Mr. 45, with everything that you just said, we need you to prove it. Do you have proof that the FBI or the National Archives or those all these other people purposely, without a shadow of a doubt, either planted evidence or is framing you in some way, shape, or form? Do you have any evidence of that? Because you know when you go to court, you're going to have to prove this. And the judge gave you till last Friday to prove what you just said. Have you guys?
It's going to be very hard. I'm telling you. I admit that, Stevie. It's going to be hard, but that's okay. That's why I came on the show, just to be honest, to say, hey, I don't have all the answers, but if you do vote for me, my promise to you is I plan to make America great again.
Well, sir, in all honesty, in all fairness, I thank you for being on the show. In all honesty and fairness to you, you got two chances of getting my vote: slim and none.
I
See,
think I met None last week. I think I met him.
yeah, that's probably what you're gonna get in 2024. To be quite honest with you, sir, I don't wish bad luck on anyone. I mean, whatever you're going through right now, But I have to say, as I'm looking at it, just as in the language, sir, not a lot of what's happening to you is self-inflicted.
I've always
When you
been that man, but it's okay.
So the art of the deal, as Letitia James put it, is not so much the art of the deal, but it's the art of the steal.
Yeah, I still pretty well.
Okay. Well, sir. With all that being said, is there anything else you would like to share with us before we close this down?
Vote for me, 2024. Sleepy Joe got to go.
Sleepy Joe got to go. That's all you can say. Sleepy Joe got to go.
Unless you want to put hashtag in front of it. Hashtag Sleepy Joe has to go.
Well, again, that's one thing we do agree with. I don't think that this is no disrespect to Joe Biden, but I don't think at his age that his cognitive level will be able for him to be do another 4 years, because let's face it, the presidency, as you know it, you can speak with firsthand experience. I'm sure it's something that ages you. That's is constantly a source of what next. So I can see how it can make you nervous or all different things. But for you, sir, I will say this: as a former member of the United States Marine Corps, I am definitely appalled at what I've seen coming from your time in the White House. I am appalled. And if I was still an active member of the military service when you were the commander in chief, I would have went AWOL. I would have left. I would have stopped being a Marine. That's how strong my conviction was. I would have quit. I would have much rather served time in the brig than to be have you as my commander-in-chief. And that's just in all fairness.
You have your right to be a punk.
So with that, sir, I want to thank you very much for hanging out again. Best of luck to you in all your endeavors. I hope you find some lawyers that you will pay, that that can help you out. I hope you don't go out and build no more charities. I hope you don't go out and talk to no more would-be dictators. That's all I can say to you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. And that about wraps us up here, ladies and gentlemen, with again a parody of Joe Biden. Donald Trump. As you can see, with all jokes aside, this guy that was in the White House, he literally single-handedly, him and his cronies, they tried to destroy democracy as we know it. Not only in Georgia, not only in Michigan, but all in other places. As the news is coming out with the January 6th, we now know that Roger Stone and a bunch of other people met somewhere else to say exactly the words of Donald Trump, that even though there was going to be an election, the election would not be done. And that was long before all this other information came up. Roger Stone should still be in jail. Donald Trump should be in jail. Mark Meadows should be in jail. All those senators that stood up against the official count of the presidency of the United States for 2020 should, number one, be made to resign their posts. And if they had anything or any connection with the insurrectionists, whether it be the Proud Boys or whether it be someone else, then they too need to be in jail. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if it were you or me or Joe Blow down the street, number one, I wouldn't be talking to you. Number two, there would not be a jail cell big enough to hold everybody that pulled off or did what Donald Trump and his cronies did. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all so very much for hanging out with me. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in the listening lounge, you can come and hang out with me. The listening lounge, we're playing some music for the decades, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Say it loud, the Music Cafe. Pull on in, take a seat, sit back, relax. You know how we do on Sundays, Kevin. Keep it on the chill. Be broadcasting live one more time here from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'll be back on my way to good old home, Charleston, South Carolina, Chucktown on Monday morning. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so very much. Make sure you check me out, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, again, that's just a parody or just having fun, just my way of getting the news out there. Some folks don't pay attention to the news, not unless you make it funny or interesting. So this is just my way of trying to make it funny and interesting. You need to go and check out what's going on in this country, folks. It really is. Donald Trump almost turned us into Iraq, Afghanistan, where there's no law at all. Have a good one.